morning. This is QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Ashma Uba. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. The Minister of Trade, Babukar Ojuf, issued a statement today, October 14th, commemorating World Standards Day in the Gambia. As the 2024-2025 tourism season kicks off, the Minister of Tourism and Culture, Abdoulaye Job, emphasizes that the development of the country's tourism sector should be a collective responsibility. During a recent Mansakunda Town Hall meeting, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakar Waibaji, discussed his ministry's programs and accomplishments. In international news, in a bold move to reduce foreign reliance and debt and to change the nation's development trajectory, the Senegalese government today introduced a comprehensive 25-year development plan. And in sports news, the Gambia Scorpions got their AFCON 25 campaign back on the right track with a hard-fought victory over Madagascar. Now, those and other stories coming up. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. The Minister of Trade, Babukar Ojuf, issued a statement today, October 14th, commemorating World Standards Day in the Gambia under the theme Significance and Celebrations. The Minister emphasized the vital role that international standards play in enhancing quality, safety and efficiency across various sectors. Lole M. Kamara reports.
World Standards Day is observed annually to highlight the significance of consistent standards across various sectors, tackling global issues such as health equity, sustainability, and technological progress. This day also honors the thousands of experts worldwide who work together in international standard settings organizations to create voluntary global standards. Babukar Ojuf, Gambia's Minister of Trade, emphasized that adherence to these international standards is essential for the global community to fully harness its potential in transforming industries and infrastructure.
They ensure that AI is secure, interoperable, and inclusive, allowing for seamless global collaboration. With standards in place, AI can drive responsible and sustainable innovation, ensuring that growth benefits everyone, from businesses to communities.
Additionally, Minister Juve stressed that to meet the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) within the designated time frame, it is crucial to utilize all available tools, including international standards and conformity assessment.
The success of the SDGs is grounded in consensus, collaboration and innovation, and these are the very foundations on which international standards are built. Fellow countrymen and women, boys and girls, in a world often characterized by rapid change and uncertainty, standards provide us the stability and assurance we need to navigate the challenges and opportunities, particularly in trade-related transactions and activities, with a view to finding lasting and beneficial solutions.
The minister encouraged all stakeholders to adopt standards to boost Gambia's overall development and align with global requirements.
The Gambia Standards Bureau provides the forum and link for all stakeholders to find out which standards are right for your needs to contribute to the SDGs in concrete ways. I'm happy to recall that this year marks the 13th anniversary of the establishment of the Bureau and also the 13th multi-year celebration of World Standards Day at the national level in partnership with the international standardization community.
The Gambia Standards Bureau was established by an Act of Parliament in 2010 as the country's national standards body, tasked with standardizing methods and products produced or consumed in the Gambia, along with related matters. As the nation progresses, adherence to international standards will be vital for fostering growth and enhancing the quality of life for its citizens. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
As the 2024-2025 tourism season kicks off, the Minister of Tourism and Culture, Abdoulaye Diop, emphasizes that the development of the country's tourism sector should be a collective responsibility. Here is Usman Jatta.
The Gambia is an ideal escape from the harsh European winters, offering sun, sand, and sea. However, recent years have seen a decline in visitors, with many tourists visiting the Gambia, choosing trips to neighboring Senegal due to the country's more diverse tourism experiences. The COVID-19 pandemic further exacerbated this issue, causing an estimated loss of $108 million in 2020 due to business and hotel closures. Tourism Minister Abdoulaye Diop highlights the need for collaborative efforts to revitalize the industry.
Tourism is everybody's business. It's not the responsibility of the Ministry of Tourism, GT Board alone. It is everybody's business as a Gambian, or diasporan to sell the Gambia so that we have the number of visitors just like in Cape Verde. Because the more tourists that we have, the better for the economy and the better for employment.
Tourism is vital for growth, generating over 40,000 direct jobs and contributing 20% to the country's gross domestic product. Halifa Saleh, Secretary General of the People's Democratic Organization for Independence and Socialism, stresses the importance of effective marketing to rejuvenate the sector.
But you must market the culture in such a way that the people will be able to build up their ability to do things, to craft things, and build things, and earn.
The Gambia Tourism Board anticipates over 230,000 tourist arrivals from Europe and Scandinavia for the 2024-2025 season, with the inaugural UK flight landing with 175 tourists. Minister Diop explains how his ministry is leveraging the country's tourism roadmap to boost arrivals.
We have a clear roadmap, defined by our tourism policy and strategy, as well as what we have received from the stakeholders. And this is the roadmap that we have to work towards achieving the end game, which is to increase the numbers. This year, we are expecting in excess of 250,000. With
the right strategies and collaborations, the Gambia could regain its status as a premier travel destination in the years ahead. Osman Jatta, reporting for QTV News.
Now, during a recent town hall meeting, Dr. Mansa Kunda, Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakari Waibaji, discussed his ministry's programs and accomplishments. He emphasized significant developments in infrastructure, youth empowerment initiatives, and relevant policies. Mamudu Gajaga has the rest of that story.
Among the achievements highlighted, Minister Baji noted the ongoing sports infrastructure projects, including the construction of football fields and multi-sports facility at Mboyo Field. He revealed that the government has invested $285 million to renovate the Independence Stadium.
The ministry is currently in the final phase of Mboyo Field. For some of you that live in Serekunda Bakoto, you know that there's a football field that was called Mboyo Field, which we are now developing into a full mini stadium with a football pitch and grass and a pavilion, as well as a 3-in-1 court that is supposed to be for basketball, volleyball, and handball. In the provinces, we've completed and handed over the Kiang Mandua football field. We handed over the Buyam football field. In the provinces, they call it mini stadium, so sometimes we also call it mini stadium because other people call it. But in real sense, they are football fields. We've also completed Janjamboro, it's called Sandu in Kiang. So all of these have been completed and they're handed over to the communities.
On youth skills development and employment opportunities, Minister Baji mentioned various initiatives, including skills training offered by the National Youth Service Scheme, the Chairman Agricultural Program, also known as the Songhai Initiative, and financial support for youth entrepreneurs.
This is the ministry's Agri-Training Institute in Chairman in the North Bank region. And at every given time, you have close between 50 and 70 young people who are accommodated at the center and trained on different kind of agricultural skills. And currently, we have a batch that started in January of this year and is supposed to end in December totaling about 50 young people.
The meeting also provided an opportunity for the public to ask questions about the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Attendees raised important issues such as the need for increased investment in other sporting infrastructures and whether consultation was made when the Sports Act was being developed, and strategies to address the alarming trend of youth migration to Europe in search of better opportunities. We recognize that many are interested in sports just beyond football. Our infrastructure developments will ensure our facilities support football, basketball, volleyball, and athletics. The minister was accompanied by his permanent secretary, the executive director of the Youth Council, the general manager of NEDI, and the acting executive director of the Sports Council. Omudu Gajaga, QTV News.
That story by Mamoudou Gajaga will now take us to a commercial break, but when we return, we have more local, international, as well as sports news stories for you, so do stay tuned.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertel-Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. The Bertel-Harding Highway is transforming transportation in the Gambia with new roundabouts and vehicular overpasses. But safety must come first. Standing along the road or at roundabouts to flag down taxis creates unsafe conditions and unnecessary traffic jams. Remember, always board taxis at designated taxi garages or the garas located at major traffic points. Drivers stopping in no stopping zones will be penalized. Let's keep our roads clear and safe. Together, we can ensure a safe and efficient journey for all.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News and I'm Asma Uba. Now, Subdeco Banjul and MDI, a private institution of higher education and interdisciplinary research, Saturday conferred degrees and diplomas to hundreds of students of the batch of 2023 at a graduation ceremony. Here is Ansumana Isonyasi.
The graduation ceremony marked the culmination of 3 years of academic pursuit at Subdeco. Established in several countries, especially Francophone nations, Subdeco has inspired generations of administrators and civil servants across the continent. Yasmin Sisar and Joka Jabang congratulated graduates on their remarkable achievement, emphasizing the significance of higher education and the impact of their partnership.
You have to be the best wherever you're going, in your community, but wherever you're going, you have to do your best and be the best. So we are proud today to have educated more than 20,000 Africans who are in Africa but around the world, and we continue to push the boundaries of what is possible in higher education.
Today we are gathered here to celebrate the graduating class of 2024, the product of professional and academic collaboration between these two great Senegambian or Senegalo-Gambian institutes. Their common mission is to equip a new generation of African managers and leaders to function as front-runners of socio-economic development.
Guest speaker Yankuba Dabo, the Commissioner General, and Professor Pierre Gomez, Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, spoke on the importance of education and how the knowledge gained can impact their lives They also encourage them to pursue a career in public service, adding that the African continent needs young people with skills and knowledge.
Graduating today does not mean the end of education. By the way, it is the beginning of your life. Now that you are called graduates, a lot is expected of you. To whom much is given, much is expected of you. If I hire you and you told me that you submit a certificate of your bachelor's degree or a master's degree, that means I expect a lot from you. I will not compare you with somebody who just left grade 12.
Remember what Albert Einstein said, that education is what will remain when everything is no more. What would be the difference when we go home? When you are no longer at SUBDECO? In your workplace, what would be that difference?
On behalf of the graduates, Alassane Samba and Haja Ijatu Jallo express gratitude to the school administration and their families. They pledge to make everyone proud through their future achievements. The event featured drama performances by Senegambian comedians. Amidst the celebrations, speakers reminded graduates of the challenges ahead as they transition to the next stages of their lives. SUBDECO is recognized as a center for capacity building, research, consultancy, and professional competence development. Antoine Nyasi for KTV News.
The Gunjur Conservationist and Ecotourism Association and partners concluded 2 days training on defending artisanal fisheries against destructive industrial and artisanal practices.
The training is organized under the Ozone 5 project initiated in 2023 and led by Blue Ventures in partnership with Gunjur Conservationist and Ecotourism Association, the Africa Fish and Wildlife Conservancy, and Sanyang Youth for Environment Protection and Development, aimed at raising awareness and to equip stakeholders with effective fisheries conservation, management and development tools. Participants include representatives from major fish landing sites such as Gunjur, Sanyang, Katong, Tanje and Brofut, policymakers from the Department of Fisheries and Department of Parks and Wildlife. Illegal, unregulated and unreported fishing practices by both industrial fishing trawlers and even artisanal fishing canoes have been observed along the coastal fishing landing sites, according to this conservationist. Conservationist Ahmed Manjang, a native of Gunjur, microbiologist and a senior lecturer at the University of the Gambia Medical School, revealed plans to form a strong coalition and with support of the government to boost their campaign to protect the sea through the legislation of laws that will empower fisherfolks to play an effective role.
Right now, there are a lot of issues with industrial fishing and our fish. And also, our fish stock is seriously decimated, and we need to do something very quickly to make sure that our fish stock is restored, and that is our key main source of protein is restored. So there are also not only industrial fishing methods, but there are fishing investment in this country which is denying Gambians their right to food, which are these fish meal factories.
Honorable Kebake Barrow, the National Assembly member for Combo South and chair of the Parliament Select Committee on Environment, promised his committee support to the work of this conservationist
area. And I think what is important and what we are going to do is to help them to be able to come out with laws that will be able to do it. And that cannot be done without the Department of Fisheries and Water Resources and also Environment. So I think that's a very good area for us to help on.
Umar Sane, a senior wildlife conservationist from the Department of Parks and Wildlife Management, and Momodu Cham from the Department of Fisheries called for collective actions and change of attitudes to abide by the laws governing the fishing sector.
So most of these fishermen, they are using a fishing method or fishing material which are not in line with the regulation of the Department of Fisheries. So, like for instance, the beach shine, they are using that. So these practices usually drag along all the, fisheries resources, juvenile fish, their eggs, the big fish. It drag anything along the way, even the habitat where they are, like for instance, the seagrasses bed.
One challenge is the ability to patrol all the seas because, as you know, it's very expensive. You need fuel, you need the personnel to be prepared much. So, and the Navy is tasked with that. But the Navy, as we know, cannot do it all alone.
Abdoulaye Ndiaye, project manager and advocacy with Blue Ventures in Senegal, a partner organization to the organizers of this training, and Habib Bojang, the president of the Sanyang Youth for Environmental Protection, respectively, advocate the importance of enforcing the existing laws to safeguard these resources by disallowing industrial fishers from exploiting the sea. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
That story by Aliou Cissé will now take us to international news in a moment. In a bold move to reduce foreign reliance on debt, the Senegalese government has introduced a comprehensive 25-year development plan. Julian Jai looks at how this plan will impact Gambia's closest neighbor.
Since gaining independence from France 64 years ago, Senegal, like many African nations, has largely depended on foreign aid for its development. According to the World Bank, Senegal's economic growth slowed to 4.7% in 2022, down from 6.1% in 2021, primarily due to rising production costs amid increasing general price levels. Political tensions, persistent inflation, and delays in hydrocarbon production hindered growth in 2023. Significantly, in 2024, Senegal joined the list of oil-producing nations. Traditionally, countries tend to have 5 or 10-year action or development plans. However, to tackle its pressing issues, the Senegal 2050 plan, a 25-year plan, has been launched, succeeding the Imagining Senegal plan. This strategic initiative aims to redefine the country's long-term development and achieve annual economic growth of 6 to 7%. The plan focuses on 4 key areas: sovereignty, inclusion, competitiveness, and sustainability. During the launch at the Abdou Diouf International Conference Center, Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko emphasized the plan's significance, describing it as the accumulation of long struggle to rebuild Senegal on stable and sustainable foundations. The Prime Minister noted that the country's insufficient value creation, with economic growth averaging only 0.4% of GDP, while highlighting stark social inequalities, as 4 out of 10 Senegalese continue to live in poverty. He also addressed the disparity in the distribution of Senegal's economy, with Dakar, the capital, accounting for 0.3% of the country's territory but 46% of GDP. The plan also seeks to reduce the country's poverty rate from its current 37.5% down to 5% by 2050. The Senegal 2050 plan proposes an integrated approach to foster a competitive and autonomous economic landscape, emphasizing systematic transformation and greater accountability among citizens, both domestically and in the diaspora. For QTV News, I am Jules Denyai.
That story will now lead us to sports news. Now, the Scorpions of Gambia got their AFCON 25 qualifying campaign back on track with a hard-fought 1-0 win against Madagascar in Morocco. More in this report by Mundu Gajaka.
Having faced the same opponents on Friday, coach Jonathan McKinstry made 3 changes to the starting lineup, bringing back Musa Barrow, Alassane Mane and Ali Sow. Ablai Jallow, Mohamed Badamosi and Seydou Khan were named as substitutes. As with this previous encounter, this was another tight affair. It was therefore no surprise that the sides went in 0-0 at half-time. The second half seemed to be heading for a stalemate until some fine wing play in the 62nd minute from Yankuba Minte laid in on a plate for Musa Barrow to score from almost on the goal line. Madagascar never looked like pulling back the slender lead. Here is some of what coach Jonathan McKinstry had to say.
Today was a lot more. We had to suffer for it today. I thought we defended very well today. I also thought we created the key chances in the game. Our goalkeepers made a great save from the penalty in the first half, but we haven't let our heads drop. It's very easy when you get that chance and you're pushing for it to then, when it doesn't go in, to let your heads drop. But I thought everyone kept going. And then into the second half, obviously Musa comes up well with the goal. Great work from Yankuba.
The win moves the Gambia to 5 points, in second place behind group leaders Tunisia, on the same points as third place Comoros, who have played a game less. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Congratulations to the Scorpions. I'm afraid that's all we have for you. But before we go, a recap of our main news headlines. Minister of Trade Babakar Ojo visited Stageman today, October 14th, commemorating World Standards Day in the Gambia. As the 2024-2025 tourism season kicks off, the Minister of Tourism and Culture, Abdoulaye Job, emphasizes that the development of the country's tourism sector should be a collective responsibility. During a recent Mansakunda Town Hall meeting, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakari Waibaji, discussed his ministry's programs and accomplishments. In international news, in a bold move to reduce foreign reliance and debt and to change the nation's development trajectory, the Senegalese government today introduced a comprehensive 25-year development plan. And in sports news, the Gambia Scorpions got their AFCON 25 campaign back on the right track with a hard-fought victory over Madagascar. Well, that's all we have for you in this news bulletin. Join us again at 10 p.m. for more news. Thanks for watching.